Welcome back to the Club Calling Show. If you want to get involved with your footballing opinions, click the link down below in the description. We're starting off with Luca. How are you, mate?
How you doing, Buvey? You all right, mate?
Oh, I'm fantastic, mate, yeah.
You good, Luca? I hear you're a Man United fan.
Yeah, how you doing, Adam?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for your patience as well while you've been waiting. What do you want to discuss today?
So, let me preface this by saying I completely support Amorim, but I think he's the right manager, but we've got him at the wrong time. And I see him getting sacked by Christmas, to be honest.
You know what?
The ringing endorsement?
No, I think I understand where Luke is coming from, and I think a lot of Man United fans could probably, the pessimistic side of your brain going, if this goes wrong, that could be the case. Like, we all felt that way with Erik ten Hag at the beginning of last season. If this goes wrong, then he will be sacked.
What is going wrong? Just from your opinion, he's just said December. So is that your bottom half? Is that big losses? What does it look like?
I don't think it's particular. Look, of course, if you're 19th in the league, you're going to be sacked. But my point here is, I don't think it's as much league position as what's happening on the pitch. If we still look disjointed, if he does look now, if our last signing of the summer is Mbuemo, I think a lot of the pressure will be taken off him because everyone will be going, we're letting go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players and you're only bringing in 2.
Yeah.
It's difficult to make up that gap and make up the squad. But with only 38 league games and domestic cups, no Champions League or European football to think about, he has to be getting some results in the league. And our fixtures aren't the easiest at the start of the season. So I can see a world, although I'm an optimist, and like Luca said, I'm backing Amorim, and I think he will do well. I also can see a world where that is the case, unfortunately.
Luca, what do you see as a Man United fan that could go wrong? Is it, again, what Adam's just said, a lack of transfer activity? Is it about his philosophy as a manager? What are you concerned about right now?
Well, I think 100%, right? If you pass your mind back to when Erik ten Hag got sacked, when Deleuze missed an open goal against West Ham, right? We brought in Amorim as a project manager. And if you look at it, project managers need to be back in the summer. What have we signed? We signed a £25 million left back from a relegation Italian side. And Cunha and Burma, you have 2 Premier League proven players. But, if you're going to end the transfer window like that, you're leaving them out to dry. In the first 8 games, you've got City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and obviously Arsenal the first game. And I think if things go wrong, and inevitably they will, the fans are going to lose patience, and the board's going to see that and probably reflect it in a decision.
But one of the things about the fans is, Luke, and you'll be aware of this as well, is that we're all against the owners as a whole, and there's been a lot of pressure on Ineos recently. And I think whilst Amorim will be under pressure online, and in the sense that I don't think Old Trafford would ever boo the manager or get on the manager's back, but there can be what's the word? An apathy sometimes. I think there was a lot of time towards the end of Ten Hag's reign where we weren't booing him, but no one in the ground was making any noise. Everyone felt like unimpressed, and you could sense it from the crowd that the manager wasn't doing his job. So I could see it definitely going that way. But if the board do sack another manager, then there's going to be a lot of
worrying.
I think it would be a complete mistake. I think it would be like sacking Arteta at the end of the season. But yeah. Buvey, let me ask you this, right? What do you think about Amorim's tenureship so far, if you compare it to other managers start at the Premier League?
Well, I don't want this to sound biased because obviously I'm a City fan. I understand the institution of Manchester United, and when he came in, I always thought that Amorim was a touch low energy. I think he was a little bit shocked by the idea of staying in a press conference for an hour to do international press coverage because it's the biggest club in the world. When Ed Sheeran came in and hijacked an interview on Sky Sports and he looked a little bit shocked, I think he's probably come round to that and understood the role a little bit. I think you have to look on the pitch. I'm a big believer that 3-4-3 isn't going to take Manchester United where they need to go. And I think he's going to have to change. And I wonder if you guys agree with me or not, that if he does get sacked by December, he'll still be playing 3-4-3. I think he'll have to figure out a system which has got a little bit more control in the middle. I know it's his system. I know he did well in Portugal with it. I don't know how long you can play back fives against Leicester City at home like you did last season.
No, but that's the problem, because if we do sack him, we're going to have 8 number 10s and probably revert back to a
at least Mbuemo is, I think, if you, let's say you had Thomas Frank right now as a manager instead, or anyone else, Marco Silva, whoever it is, I think he'd work really, really well. I think Cunha would be fantastic if you're playing 4-3-3. I think there are a couple of players in that side that would be absolutely fantastic regardless. But it is concerning that he's so wed to this 3-4-3.
I don't mind that. Look, I want to see a manager stick to their guns, and one of the things Ten Hag shook me up about was after a couple of weeks he came in at United and was like, I can't do what I did at Ajax. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it was after the second game when he lost 4-0.
Yeah, it was like, what the hell are you talking about? That's the reason why we've brought you here. So I want to see Amorim. And I think I agree with you in the sense that we've got midfield issues. But I don't think those midfield issues come down to the system. I think it comes down to the personnel. And we have to address that. Like, everyone was scared about Mbumo. I knew we were going to sign him. Like, I knew it would happen eventually. I'm more worried about the midfield. Who's going to partner who in that midfield? Is Bruno going to be in there? Is Carby, like, who's going to be in there? And then also the goalkeeper position and the striker. Those are the positions I'm more worried about. And if you don't have your midfield and your striker ticking over, then you've got big problems. And Andy Cole mentioned it recently, didn't he? He said you need a striker that's playing out there like you owe him money, like, you know, like.
But they're hard to find.
Like,
they're hard to find.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we don't seem to have one like that. Do you? While we're talking about strikers, Luca, I've kind of written off Højlund. Maybe I'm going too early on that one. Maybe I'm not. But how do you think he can turn it around?
You know, I'd love to see him try, but at the moment, I'm really not seeing it. He looks so low on confidence, just completely shot out on the pitch. Like, his touch is completely gone. I think Xerxes may be a punt, but I don't think he's a number 9 in the Premier League. I think he's too slow. I think
Xerxes could be interesting in the sense, you know, with the way Cunha and Mbumo push on. I think if you have a number 9 who drops deep into that area and can pull the strings, as we saw before his injury, he was kind of starting to do. And look, he weren't setting the world alight by anyone's stretch, but he was playing a lot better than I think he did. But he's never going to get you the goals you want.
Yeah. I think one thing I'll add is that before Pep renewed his contract, they were actually going to sign Amorim as their long-term manager. I don't know if Buvey can back me up on this, but there are heavy links. And you know, as a project manager at Manchester City, you're going to get backed. Look at Guardiola's first transfer window. You're talking about strikers. He brought in Nolito from Celta Vigo, you know, Zinchenko, Jesus, all of this. When Amorim, he's getting stuck with 2 Premier League proven players, but, you know, Sesko, Watkins, Mateta, even Jackson. Like, it's embarrassing to be linked to Jackson. Like, what's he meant to do?
No, he's just got Chelsea into the Champions League. It's not embarrassing. That's where you are right now. He's not Andy Cole, but right now, Jackson would be a massive lift for your club.
It'd be a big improvement on Højlund, but again, I kind of see where Luca's coming from. Whilst he is an improvement on Højlund, is it the right transfer? Luca, I'm going to make you feel a bit positive, man. Don't worry. Don't stress. You see that first game of the season? Arsenal are getting it at Old Trafford, son. Don't you worry. They're all going to be singing Arteta out while we'll celebrate on a pitch at Old Trafford. So don't you stress, Luca. It's going to be all right, man.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That was a great call.
Luca. Great
call
call.
Back, man. Call back, please.
Great. Love talking to you guys.
Cheers,
I've been
Luca.
watching the show for a couple of years now. So,
thanks very much.
Really
Pleasure, Luca.
That.
Sounds like he's been there from the start.
He's been an OG. He's been an OG. I love that. Negative, pessimistic, a guy lacking of hope, that. Manchester United fan. I love it. I live off it.
And now, just to cheer me up even more, we've got a Liverpool fan who I guess is buzzing with stuff that's going on at his club. Nate, you're on the line. You're on the club. What are your thoughts?
Hello. I hope my Wi-Fi's better this week.
You're sounding more clear right now, yeah.
Brilliant. Now I'm not in
Welcome
the airport.
back.
Thank you very much.
What's your point today, Nate?
I think Ekitike is actually a really good move, and I think actually a smarter move, because we're spending about 50 million less for him than we would for Isak. I think it's 69 million the deal, and Isak would have been about 120, or maybe even more. And I think the fact, also, for one, he's a baller, by the way. But if from a money perspective, we signed 50 million less. And I think if we now sell Diaz, I really hope we sell Diaz now. We can facilitate moves for someone like Rodrigo, Mark Gahey. I just think it's a smarter financial move.
I agree.
Just to quote a phrase: "Buy cheap, buy twice." That's not to say Hugo Ekitike is just cheap, because I do think he's a talented player. But you get like,
So what have Man
You're
United
saying-
done then? You've
We're buying bad, buying expensive.
Bought expensive for 10 years. It's like every year.
we're buying dear, buying bad.
You'd
Is
rather
what
have
we're
Isaac
doing.
right now, of course you would. But I agree with Nate. I think he's 23 years old, so he's got a little bit more room to grow than Isaac. Isaac's got a few injury concerns. Again, you're blowing 125, 130 million quid. At least Ekitike can come in. He's not going to have the biggest ego in the world. He's not going to have the biggest wages. That's for Wirtz, who's your record transfer. You don't need two similar to Wirtz coming in, do you? Because that's a lot of money, a lot of pressure. Ekitike comes in, he could play left, he could play down the middle, he can link up with Salah. He's a very fluid footballer and he's half the price.
Look, I like the look of Ekitike, but Liverpool with Isaac in their lineup
Scary.
is suddenly,
Of course, yeah.
they're definitely winning the league. With Ekitike and all, it's still like, oh, there's some question marks there. Are they going to settle well? Are they going to adjust to the
That's
Premier
true,
League?
yeah.
With Isaac, there was none of that. They're
the-
going to
but
win
the money.
They're going to win the league and they might win the Champions League.
If you spend £250 million on two footballers, and let's say Isaac got injured in the first week, I'm not saying that's likely, don't want that to happen.
But is that not the case for any? That's the
No,
case
but
with Ekitike as well, right? If he
Ekitike
gets
can go
injured-
wrong. Ekitike can go wrong. I don't think it will, but he can go wrong. And there's no one slagging off Liverpool in terms of the PR for spending that
But
much
it's still
money.
a lot of money for a striker
it
that,
is, and it
again, he
isn't.
hasn't done much.
Yeah. But if they sell Diaz and Nunes, maybe Harvey Elliott, they've got massive money for Kelleher, by the way. That's like a little bit of an underrated deal. Then suddenly it's just it's fantastic business.
Nate, I know you're buzzing with your transfer business, and I totally understand it. I would be too if I was a Liverpool fan. We were kind of having this chat on the podcast earlier that whilst your 11 might be getting stronger, do you fear that your squad depth might get weaker with the likes of, potentially Luis Diaz leaving, Elliott, Jones, etc.? Like, do you have that fear or no?
I think so. In terms of attacking depth, I personally always thought I'm one of the minority Liverpool fans who think Diaz is rubbish. So I was actually I was happy for him to leave. I think in terms of attacking depth, I mean we have Salah, we have Ekitike now. Hopefully Rodrigo, Gakpo. To be fair, it is a little bit thin. I mean, I think at this rate we're gonna have to keep Nunes. I think.
Is anyone sure about Rodrigo?
I mean,
Is he just
90 mil.
good because he was at Real Madrid in one of the best teams?
No,
ever?
he's a good footballer. Yeah, he scored a
but
great goal
yeah,
against
yeah.
us. He's a great footballer.
No, I think you're right. I think
He's a
I
great
think,
footballer.
Like, people are just speaking about him in a much higher way just because he plays for Real
Is it a
Madrid.
bit like,
No, but
Zinchenko? Zinchenko won 4 league titles. He went to
He's
Arsenal,
not
and Arsenal were like,
Zinchenko,
no, I'm not.
No, but-
I'm trying to just
I know.
compare the situations. And Arsenal fans went, we've brought in this guy that won 5 leagues or whatever it was. And it's like,
Yeah.
but you have...
He's a class
like,
footballer.
you bring in
Yeah,
Rodrigo,
yeah,
you go,
obviously,
he's won 3 Champions Leagues, but has he?
Do you know what it's similar to? I know what you're saying. It's when Chelsea signed Pedro from Barcelona. Pedro wasn't David Villa.
Oh,
And of
Pedro's
course, he wasn't
better than
Messi.
Rodrigo.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is, definitely. But all I'm saying is he was the third ranked out of the 3. Pedro
Yeah,
was
no,
behind
you're right.
David Villa and behind, for obvious reasons, Lionel Messi. Rodrigo's still a little bit like Pedro. He'd be a great signing. He'd be a great signing.
The thing about Rodrigo that I like is one, he's versatile and he can play across the whole front line. And 2, he's been there, done that. He scored against Chelsea. He scored against. Buvey, he broke your heart.
Yeah, he was outstanding.
Yeah, and he hasn't scored against us, but of course he's played well against us in the past. He's been there, done that, and I like that.
No, I totally see why you would want to sign Rodrigo. And look, I think I do have that doubt, like,
He's one of the best wingers in world football.
See, I don't
Definitely.
get that.
He's top 10.
He's technically is one of the best. I
Yeah.
don't think he's top 10.
Yeah, he's probably, for some people, he's ahead of Saka.
He's not better than Saka.
For some people.
He's not Saka.
For some
But to
people.
be fair, he's playing out of position. He wants to be a left winger.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to be
That's
left
another
winger.
thing. He could have been, his growth and his development and his stature could have been stunted by the fact that he's playing with loads of other big stars. There's that side, which I suppose where Buvey's coming from as well, where he could just be waiting to blow up.
He's a top level footballer. They'd improve.
Yeah.
I mean, all you can say right now is if you could sell Nunes or Diaz and bring in Rodrigo, they would improve.
So hold on a minute, Nate. You said you're not selling Nunes. So you still got money for Gahey and Rodrigo?
They could spend 140 mil on top of Ekitike and still be PSR
You
compliant.
know what? Yeah.
I sound like an
Yeah.
accountant.
I can't even be.
No, it's true. It's true. I mean, because we were all whinging last summer about only spending 13 million on Chiesa, but look at that. I mean, it's all come back nicely the next summer.
It's all
we
coming up
can-
Millhouse,
we
isn't it?
Yeah, we can spend and spend and spend. Love to see it.
Do you think
with
Liverpool?
you just got it. Sorry to cut you
go
off.
on.
With Liverpool, you've kind of just got to go. It's not like Newcastle where they've got some sugar daddy doing it. It's like they've built their club off success and previous success and being in Europe, not spending, and that's why they can now splash the cash. It's
Do you think Liverpool are in a stronger position than last season to win the Premier League? Do you think there's going to be more rivalry from Arsenal and City, or do you think Liverpool could just steal it again?
I think there'll be rivalry from Arsenal. I personally don't see City this season.
That's
Personally.
shambles. Can we hang up?
City got more chance of winning the league than Arsenal. Let's just
Can I say City? City seem to me at the moment, unless they actually unless they improve their defence, it seems to me like their game plan next season is going to be Will to score. It seems like it's going to be Will score more than you.
Ruben Diaz.
That's going to be their game plan next season.
Gvardiol.
Gvardiol I rate. You don't currently have a right back.
Ait Nuri.
Oh yeah,
Rico Lewis.
I know he's great going forward.
Rico
but
Lewis.
Defensively, Rico Lewis.
Yeah.
You want to win the league with Rico Lewis at right back?
I like Rico Lewis.
More like stature Rico with that.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I like Rico Lewis, man.
To start a right back in a Premier League winning team.
He won a treble, mate. So what are you talking about?
He's better than Conor Bradley, though, isn't it, Nate?
He didn't win a treble.
By the way,
Rico, Conor Bradley, lads.
He was the reason.
Rico, Conor Bradley.
Rico Lewis. Without Rico Lewis, City never win the treble. City never win the treble without Rico Lewis. These are the facts.
By the way, he said Conor Bradley is better than Rico Lewis.
No, he's not.
Why not?
Does it even start?
Why is he not?
Does it even start? Rico Lewis won a treble. Let's be real, and he was a big fundamental part.
Some might say Conor Bradley would start for City.
You know what? Fine.
He wouldn't start for City.
Calvin Phillips is also a treble winner.
Yeah.
You don't. You completely.
And so is Jonathan Greening, Nate, innit?
Yeah.
And David May.
David
May, superstar, got more trophies than Alan Shearer.
Rico Lewis was a big part of that season. You have to understand your football history, lads. Don't worry about it. Just watch the DVD. The treble-winning season.
We're Liverpool and Man United fans. We know our history,
outstanding. Nate, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate your call. Make sure you call back.
Nate, before you go, and I disagree with asking this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If you only win the league, is that failure after all this money?
Well, for one, I love all this money narrative. Hearing this from Man United fans and City fans.
Mate, my producer wrote the question. I already.
That Coutinho money's gone far, innit? That
I'm just
Coutinho
Ron
money.
Burgundy.
How long have you spread that Coutinho money going? You've spread that thin.
By the way, Nate, I think if you only win the league, it's a success every year. So I'm not gonna. That's my answer to that question. I'm just asking you as a Liverpool fan.
No, fair enough. No, I personally want the Champions League next season. Personally,
yeah.
It's
hard to retain the Premier League. It's hard to retain. No, they get smashed like they did last season against PSG. It's hard to retain the Premier League. Obviously, Liverpool have never done it in 150 years of history. They've only won 2 league titles in their history as well.
Arsenal never done it either.
Yeah, it's hard to retain.
Chelsea,
it's hard to do
United,
4 in a row.
City,
Did Fergie ever do 4 in a row? Honest question.
He did 3 without being juiced, which is quite good.
4 in a row. Wow.
3 in a row twice with the Champions League in the middle.
That 4 in a row is all over now, Buvey.
Yeah, but you've won 1 in a row. We've won 4 in a row. That's 4 times better.
How many asterisks
that's
are on
400%. Imagine being 400% better than Liverpool. It's outstanding. Nate, thank you very much for that. And make sure you call back, please.
Man. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
No worries. Lads.
Next up, we've got Mahmood, Manchester City fan.
For God's sake, what are
this
your
is going to be
boys?
juicy.
Mahmood, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
You're a Manchester City fan, so you and Buvey can just have a chat and I'll just sit here.
And I'm not going to talk about Manchester City, unfortunately.
Oh, you're not?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, no.
What do you want to say?
So basically, I wanted to talk about the football parity and the current systems, or let's say state of affairs that we have right now.
The pyramid.
Yeah, like I don't know what to call it exactly, but
are we talking English football, European football, world football? What?
I'm talking European football in general, like the way the leagues are set up. So basically, you have the big teams who are, winning all the trophies, spending all the money.
I mean, as a Man United fan, that's not true, but yeah.
I mean, not getting into that. Anyway, so you got these teams, and then you got the, let's say, feeder clubs that kind of grow the talent and stabilize themselves that way.
Just so you can offend everyone, could you name some feeder clubs for us?
Borussia Dortmund.
Anyone else?
That's not offensive.
Premier League.
Yeah, and the Premier League, you mean? I mean, Brighton is the the latest one.
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting you there, Mahmoud.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, and then you have everybody else basically surviving, just trying to stay in the league. And I just don't think that's good entertainment, Like, I think we should have a more balanced league where clubs can fairly battle it out.
And what would your suggestion be? Because it feels like this is how the Super League conversation started.
Oh, really? No,
it just feels like maybe everyone was in the room and went, well, this is really crap at the moment. Let's just get all the big teams in the league. Like that's...
Actually, I get what you mean. So basically, I would suggest like to have a fixed transfer sum. So like all the clubs would have a certain amount of money that they can spend. None of this FFP bullshit where, it just serves the big clubs. So let's say all the teams of the league gets like £100 million a year equally.
Well, like F1, everyone's driving the same kind of car.
They would have also like a wage budget as well,
The issue for me would be with let's say Man United, biggest club arguably for a lot of people in the world, certainly in England. They have a right because of what they've achieved on a sporting level. Their history is so rich and filled with big records. They got such a big brand that they've won on the pitch with the likes of George Best and Charlton, all these guys. They have the right to spend a lot of money out of a big stadium. There are some football clubs, like let's say when Blackpool got promoted to the Premier League, do they have a right to spend £100 million to compete with Manchester United? Like they have a right to compete with Manchester United. They definitely do. Of course they do. But do they have the right to spend the same amount as Liverpool, Manchester United? Do Burnley have the same right to spend the same amount as Chelsea? I'm not sure.
They also can't afford it. And I think some of those rules are there. Whilst they do hinder some state-owned clubs like Newcastle from doing what they want to do, which I think is ultimately a good thing, what they also do is they try and prevent clubs like Leeds from getting into financial difficulty like they did when they were chasing the Champions League and chasing those big things. Because we've seen like Leeds obviously were able to recover from it, but there's a lot of football clubs in the English pyramid that haven't been able to recover from shoddy and negligent ownership and financial mismanagement. And then they end up in a position like Bury when now you no longer exist. So I do think some of these rules are brought in to kind of prevent those things from happening and to kind of save clubs from themselves.
But do you think PSR is limited? Because what Mahmoud's saying, I think, has got a lot of validity to it. The first one would be, how are Brighton, for example, spending more money than Ajax? How are clubs like Brighton taking PSV's best players or whatever? That's one point. And the second point is, if a club like Brighton are being really well run and executed, PSR is limiting them. Aston Villa have been very well run. They sold one of their great assets ever in Jack Grealish for £100 million, and they're struggling to reinvest it in the right way and spend the money they deserve to spend. So I think PSR is creating a bit of a chasm in European football as well. The big clubs, they're being protected by PSR.
But are they?
So to Buvey's first point, actually, I would say to, like, when you brought up Blackpool, and if they deserve, I think like most of the historic success was based on money anyway. If you really think about it, like the top spending clubs, they were backed by the biggest owners back in the day, were able to push on and get the best names and reach all the trophies. So it just accumulates over the years.
But back in the day, your club owner then was the local successful businessman who owned a few stores and was quite well. Nowadays, that's going to be states and big conglomerate and things like Clear Lake and stuff.
Yeah, but if you limit it to a certain budget, it doesn't matter how ridiculously like rich your owners are, basically. Because let's say no matter how much money you get, you can only spend 100 million. That's it. You cannot spend any more. And then like the wages as well. You cannot pay players, like multiple players, £300+ a week, £1,000 a week. So you're gonna be like, the best players need to go to different teams. You cannot just have a superstar in every single position. I don't know. I think difficult. This would make for a much better league.
I think we all agree. I think football's in a weird position where there's a lack of competitiveness, certainly from clubs getting promoted out of the Championship. If we talk about the Premier League, the fact that we could get 3 seasons in a row where they all get relegated straight away is really damning for English football. But I get what you're saying, mate.
But then I'd also argue on the flip side, right? Like, there are clubs that have come up and they've been managed and ran properly by their owners. and they're doing well because of it, and they're thriving. Like we keep bringing up Brighton. Where were Brighton 10 odd years ago? Like they were nowhere.
League
And
Two with
I
Robbie
think a
Savage.
lot. Like we
But
talk about.
Brighton will never have a chance to compete for a
No, but we
Premier
would have
League.
thought
You see
10
my
years
point?
ago, right, that Brighton wouldn't have had a chance to stay in the Premier League, to be in Europe,
Exactly,
to
but
be bigger
why-
than
why
Ajax.
should the
Like
fan base,
they're not
settle
bigger
for
than
that?
Ajax, but you
Why
know what I
should
mean
the fan base-
financially. Like I think clubs that are run properly are succeeding and are striving and are doing well. It just shows you by the simple fact Manchester United have not been run properly, and we're suffering because of that. Good ownership can bring your club to places that I think
Manchester
other
United
Very
should
good
have been
point, yeah.
relegated by now. You know.
yeah without
Sorry,
Bruno
Adam.
Fernandes and David De Gea over the last 10 years, I think we
Like,
might
if
have
there
been.
if there was an actual fair system in play, Manchester United should have been relegated. They've been horribly run for 10 years.
If
flop
we
after
were
flop,
doing it based off the
and-
owners,
If
then
it was the 70s,
totally
I
agree
think
with
you'd be
you.
right. If it was 1974, you'd be relegated right now, wouldn't you? With your current form.
Possibly, but then
In
like,
the
this is the
70s and
point I'm trying to
80s.
make. There's the teams at the bottom are getting much more competitive. Like
But then Ipswich came up. They signed some of the great young talents in English football, like some Delap,
that was a
and they
League
still
One
get
club
relegated.
almost, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's a bad example because, they came up very prematurely. All I'm saying is I think Man United and Spurs, even last season, maybe they're lucky with the fact that some of these clubs are being hamstrung by PSR. They're struggling in the English football pyramid.
I think they have. I think some of the teams have to. Like if Ipswich come up and spend 300 million and go, there's no Ipswich anymore. Like, and I think sometimes you have to protect some clubs from themselves. And the clubs that are moaning about wanting to spend more,
Yeah,
Have dodgy owners anyway.
great owners have come in like Sheikh Mansour and been fantastic. So what can you do?
love how you squeeze that one. I'm not going to get into that. Mahmood, thank you for your call. Been a fantastic call, mate. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
man. You guys have a nice day. Yeah.
Call back
Thank you.
again when City are
Yeah, we'll do,
mid-table.
we'll do.
Cheers.
No, they won't. So, right.
Next up, we got Kurt, who's a Manchester United fan, and I don't know what this guy. I don't think he's a Man United fan. I think he's lying. We'll bring Kurt in.
Kurt, I wonder what his surname is. Kurt Cobain?
Angle.
Kurt Angle, who's that? Never heard of Kurt Angle.
Brother, hold on.
Kurt
Brother.
Cobain.
Kurt.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, do you know who Kurt Angle is?
Oh, yes, the wrestler. Yeah.
Wait, who is it?
Buvey don't know who it is, man.
Wait, just remind me.
It's a great American hero.
Kurt Angle. Yeah. He's not a wrestler.
He won Olympic medals at wrestling, I have, you know.
I don't watch wrestling. It's a child sport.
How
They're
do you
fake.
know? He was like the most famous person back.
You know when they slap each other in
That was
WWE?
great.
You know they're fake slapping like EastEnders.
He still
You
hurt.
know when Kat Slater slaps Alfie Moon in the
Let me
in the
backhand
Queen
you on
Vic?
your
That's
chest.
the same as WWE. You know that?
Let me backhand you on your chest.
Embarrassing. You
me-
watched that?
Let me backhand you on your chest.
Mate,
I
you're
bet
an
you it
adult.
hurts.
You're an adult.
Let
You're
me
an
backhand-
adult.
I don't watch it now, really.
You
to
do?
be fair. I
You
used to
talk
watch
about it all the time. You say it till 4 a.m. or what?
Yeah, I'm a
whatnot.
nostalgia merchant. I watch like Attitude Era Raw.
You know, but do you not know this yet? You know they fake hit each other. They don't actually hit each other.
mate, it's scripted, but it's not fake.
Scripted.
It's not fake. They actually hurt themselves.
You'd be better off watching Emmerdale.
Let me throw you off the top
You'd be in
of a-
bed by 8
off the
p.m.
top of a cell. I'll throw you off.
Yeah, but that's
It
real.
won't hurt.
That's real.
So what are you saying? It's real. or it's not?
WWF is fake. Come on, man.
You hate the World Wildlife Fund.
Kurt Angle,
man.
how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I didn't know we talking about wrestling though. I'm a bit shocked by that.
Yeah, no worries. I'll try and get it into as many conversations as possible. Kurt, what's your point today, please?
What is your point about
that's
Suarez?
not
I'm
the
very
point.
interested by this, by the way. So,
I'm
what is
not-
your point
I
about
don't
Suarez?
hear
He's
it.
the
No, I
greatest
mean,
striker
I
of all
think-
time.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty straightforward.
You're a liar,
statement.
Kurt.
And
Is he better than R9?
Nope.
Is he better than R9?
Nope.
I'm,
No,
I'll
speak,
just put on
please,
nine
bro. Speak, fill the air.
Only
Is he better than R9?
wait, only R9. I'll put
Is he
on.
better than
Only.
Romario?
Hold on. So
I don't
Kurt
know
has
what-
already
I don't know
backed
what
up off his
that
original statement. Kurt, you've already backed up of your original statement. Your original
Okay.
statement was Luis Suarez is the greatest striker of all time. The first player
He
me
is.
and Buvey mentioned here, you go, actually, apart from him.
Is he better than Pele?
I haven't watched those guys.
You've never
man.
watched,
I'm
so you don't know
talking
anything about football
like,
history. Then you got no understanding of football history.
Is he better than Prime?
I don't need to
Radamel
watch people in the
Falcao?
80s to know anything. He's better than him, yes.
Is he better than Pele?
You've already asked him that.
No, but
I'm not gonna debate.
but Pele,
about,
you know,
like, people that I didn't watch.
you know,
live.
Pele
Is
exists.
Luis Suarez better than Thierry Henry?
Yes, he is.
Is Luis
He is.
Suarez better than Wayne Rooney?
He is better than Wayne Rooney. I don't know why he had him.
Kurt,
Rooney
you're not
over.
you're
I
not
don't
really a
even
Man
know why.
United fan. You're a disgrace, man. Kurt.
I think you could argue
Nah,
Henry
look.
and Rooney. I think you could
I'm
argue.
just not being
You could
biased.
argue.
Rooney's better than Henry as well. So if you think Henry's better than Suarez,
You know.
I think Rooney's better than Henry. It's real simple maths. This.
I don't know if he is. I don't know if he
What other strikers do you think Luis Suarez? I'm just going to name
Suarez
great strikers.
He's the greatest striker.
Adriano.
To ever play the game.
He's better than Adriano.
He's better than Adriano. He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be
Shevchenko.
a question there.
Is,
He's better.
is he better than Marco van Basten, who won 2 Ballon d'Ors?
By the time he was 25.
I haven't watched him play.
You can't. You know. Can I? Can
All
I?
right, I got one for him. I got one for him. Is he better than Bobby Charlton? Bear in mind, you're a Man United fan. If you say this, is blasphemous.
Mate, I'm not going to debate with people.
Kurt, did dinosaurs
in the
exist?
80s.
Kurt, no, let me answer. Did dinosaurs exist? Kurt, did dinosaurs
Let's
exist?
say
No. Kurt, listen, please. Did dinosaurs exist? Did
Why are we
dinosaurs
talking about
exist?
dinosaurs?
No, please
Why are we-
humor me, please.
He's trying to make a point. Answer
on.
his question.
Did
Okay,
dinosaurs
let's-
exist?
no, they didn't.
He just
Now
said
we
no.
found- now we found-
No, he's clever. He said
He's a
no.
Mormon.
No, because he knows what. Some
He's
people-
a Mormon.
Okay, let's make it the 21st century then, since you guys are being
Okay.
like overly technical.
Did dodos
Let's make it
exist?
20
Oh, for God's
No,
sake.
they have not.
Mate, I'm not 99 years old. Okay, but I know that George Best is one of the greatest footballers of all time. I know that Maradona is one of the greatest footballers of all time. I know these things. You have to know your football history. And of course,
Okay,
Suarez
yeah.
is
How
nowhere
about
near
this?
Pele.
Oh, how about we do this? The 21st century.
That's
He's the
better.
greatest.
That's better.
All right, who's your top 5 strikers of all time?
Mine.
Yeah, who's the 4 that are behind Suarez?
No, but he's on top.
Yeah, I know. So who
rate?
else is in your top
So who's
5?
number
is
2?
what I'm asking.
Who's number 2? The greatest strikers of all time. Who's number 2? Go, Kurt.
Got him there.
I need a Rolex. Here. Check the time. How long Kurt, come on.
Kurt!
I mean, I'm on here to.
He's writing
for
the
you
man. He's
guys to
chat
debate whether
GPT in
he's
it.
not.
He's chat GPT in it, man. It's embarrassing. You have to back your chat.
You know what? I think they're
but why you
I think there genuinely is an
arguing
argument for Luis Suarez. I think there's a genuine argument
in
for Luis
modern
Suarez.
history, you mean?
Yes, in
Yeah,
modern
yeah,
history, I think there's a
definitely.
genuine
Not all
argument. I don't agree, and there's players that I'd put ahead of him, but I do believe there's a genuine argument for Luis
Do you think
Suarez.
Cantona's better than Suarez?
Yes.
I think Suarez does things that Cantona couldn't do, but I think Cantona is one of the Premier League's greatest ever.
Who's better, Suarez or Cantona?
Suarez could do more. Cantona's better.
So
You're not
guys
going to
aren't
catch me
really
out. You see how you
disputing my
catch Kurt out, yeah? You're not going to catch me out.
Cantona is better. I mean, we got.
Kurt said Luis Suarez is better.
By the way, I've met my first ever dinosaur denier. I mean, that's what's happening in modern football.
Should ask him some other questions. Kurt, is the Earth
Yes,
flat?
sir. No, sir. The
Oh,
Earth
it's
is not flat.
Oh God, I
Oh,
was
you said
worried
the
then.
right answer.
Yeah, I was worried then.
Anything I should ask
The
him?
pause was.
So,
No, I'm happy.
Basically, you can't really name anybody better than Suarez in the
I
21st
just
century.
said.
Is that what you're saying?
I just said R9 and I said Pele and Romario.
And I said, oh no, I'm Rooney,
So
Henry.
nobody that you've actually seen, you can't really.
I've
you
seen
can't
R9.
really
I've
bring
seen
them
R9.
I've seen
Okay.
R9. I've seen
We
R9
already
bust a
discussed
slap a
I've
hat trick
met
pass us.
Pele, by
outside
the
of R9. Who?
Romario.
Rooney,
Outside of
Henry.
nope. Rooney and Henry's.
Kurt, come
That's
on.
a no.
I think we had to hang up when he
Are you-
denied dinosaurs existed. I
Are
mean,
you the
they
judge,
made
jury,
Jurassic
and
Park.
executioner?
What do you think Steven Spielberg's thinking watching this show? Thinking he made Jurassic Park in the 90s, one of the greatest films of all time. And you're denying dinosaurs? Behave, man. Nah, man. Honestly, Kurt, thank you very much. Make sure you call back maybe in a few months. I'm not sure, but thank you very much for your call, mate. We've got to move on to Hayden, another Man United fan. Is he a dino denier?
Dino denier. What's your
That
favourite
actually happened, Adam.
what's
We
your
met
favourite
Dino
dinosaur?
Denier.
Your favourite dinosaur?
Oh, to Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, that's tapping that.
Yeah, that's
Remember,
the
did you used to watch Land Before Time as a kid?
No.
That was fucking great. That Land Before Time is
Dino
Littlefoot is
Denier.
my favourite dinosaur of all time. The Goatsky. Anyway, moving on. We got Hayden up next, who's a Man United fan, and hopefully he's got more sense than the last Man United fan that was on here, and I don't mean me. Hayden, how you doing, brother?
Adam, how are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Where you calling from?
America. I'm from Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Connecticut. That's a great state.
Is Connecticut the state?
Big place. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the smaller states. It's right next to New York.
Oh, nice. I'm going to New York on Wednesday. You coming to the
Oh, you're
game?
gonna have a great time. No, unfortunately, I cannot.
Oh, that's a shame.
My wife is pregnant right now, so I got to stay home with her.
Oh, nice. Congrats, man.
Congratulations.
Good luck with everything that comes your way. Is that the first one?
Yes, it's my first. It's a boy, too.
Oh, amazing. Congratulations to you and
you.
Mrs. Hayden. What do you want to discuss today?
So my topic today is talking about how I personally believe, as a Man United fan, that Man United's 20 league titles are more impressive than Liverpool's 20, and that's due to things that, you could attribute it to a couple different things. I mostly give it to the onset of the back pass change rule, and then also the idea that there's more diversity in the league now, and that has created a better league, which has led to, more competitive teams throughout that time period.
I get where I was worried here that you were going to go, well, football started in 1992, so obviously the Premier League. And I'm glad that you've got a reasoning for it like that. I like to do this as a Man United fan as well. Some of their Champions League wins early on. Go check some of the teams they played, bro. They don't exist anymore.
Really?
You've never heard of them.
Yeah.
There's teams called CPK and stuff like that. Like, who are they?
Oh, I love CPK. They're my favourite side. For real, look, if Liverpool won 10 Premier Leagues and they had 20 league titles in total, it would be very, very close. The fact that Man United got 13 Premier League titles,
yes,
and against Jose Mourinho, who spent billions, Arsene Wenger, that had a 98 double winning side, and the Invincibles, and then you talk even that little bit with Mancini against Man City when he won it in 2013, that is outstanding.
I tend to agree in some aspects of this. Like, I understand the leagues were different. I understand money was different in the game. Your competition was different. And I think specifically for Europe, that kind of applies in some places. But I could not say that they're worth more or more. United's are more impressive then. Because if I do that, I'm writing off the great things that the Busby Babes did. I'm writing off what we achieved in 1968 and, the leagues that we would have won around those times. So I don't write them off. And whilst I hate Liverpool, they're the most hated club for me, and I think for a lot of Manchester United fans, in terms of their success and things like that, I don't hate them. Like, I kind of respect it. To be honest with you, I respect it, and I think Liverpool are massively successful and for all the right reasons. Now, look, you can go, the Premier League's more difficult, and I understand that. Are 13 Premier League titles better than 2? Yes, I understand that. But also, like, they're a proper club, man.
Yeah, it's a great. Whatever you say, it's a great rivalry.
And you've got that rivalry as well. In the sense, like, United could go, and Everton can go, and other teams can go. We couldn't play in Europe at a certain point, so therefore we couldn't catch up Liverpool or try and catch up Liverpool, etc. All valid points, because English clubs are obviously banned from Europe. But regardless of that, they're a successful club and one of the most, traditionally successful, and they deserve it. So
100%.
I wouldn't write off.
Hayden, I've got a final question for you. What are your thoughts on Amorim? Are you excited about the new season or not?
So I am. I have had conversations with my friends about this as well. And my biggest takeaway from Amorim is I look at his sporting side when he got there versus the years before he was there. And I believe it was something like 19 years or some big number like that, that they had not won a title in their league.
Yeah.
It had been a long time. And so I think that people sort of overestimate the team that he inherited when he got to Sporting, and to be able to overhaul them as quickly as he did in the 1 year's time with only a couple of windows. And then the following season, they were, winning the league and being very competitive with every team in there. I think that ability will translate to United. However, I also understand, like, we're not going to win the Premier League this year. We're not going to win it next year. I don't think
year
at
after
all.
That.
We're looking at 3 years down the road.
We're talking 2040, I think. Yeah, at least 2040.
And one of the I agree with you, by the way, Hayden. And one of the things that people forget is, I remember Sporting when they had the fans kind of gate crash the training ground and beat up all their players and stuff like that. Like, Sporting Lisbon was an absolute basket case of a club. It was incredible. But one of the things he also had, and obviously United's circumstances are different. Our players are paid bigger wages and all those kind of things. they got rid of 17 players in his first summer transfer window. United haven't got rid of 7 yet. So like the time it's going to take to have that turnover and make those changes is going to be a little bit longer, like Hayden alluded to.
Where do you think you'll finish then? I've not even asked you on the podcast today or the live. No, be honest. Do you finish in the top? Do you come 5th?
I think it depends how we get off, how our start is to the league. But with the fact we're only playing domestic football, we don't need to be as strenuous on the squad. I think we could get top 5, top 6.
5th.
Yeah.
Safe.
Top 5, top 6.
Hayden, what do you think? Where do you think you'll finish next season? This time next year?
I'm in the same boat as Adam. However, I do think that it hinges incredibly on signing a striker. I know we're linked to Sesko right now. I think that would be a great move for us. I think getting another goalkeeper to challenge Onana, because I truly don't trust him, would be another great move. If both of those things can happen, I agree with Adam. 5th or 6th is certainly possible. However, if we don't sign either of those players, and even if it's just one, I'm a little bit more worried.
See, Hayden, I'm a little... On the Onana thing, like I agree we need a new goalkeeper. But I would be happy for us to get like a young goalkeeper like 10, 15 million, right? And get a midfielder sorted and kind of try and make Onana work next season. Because I think the midfield is going to lose us more games than Onana is.
So I have a question for you about that, Adam. Because I'm curious as well, right? Like, I would like a midfielder too. I think we need someone to be able to pair with Bruno because it seems as though Bruno is going to be that other midfielder. I mean, he's the captain. He plays every minute of every game. We only have the domestic season like you talked about. It seems as though there's only going to be one other position available for that person. Do you think that it's not going to be Mainu, it's not going to be Ugarte, and we need to sign someone for that position? Because at the moment, it seems like we almost have too many midfield options, and we would pull someone.
I think Bruno will be part of the front three at times, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him start up front ahead of Højlund if we don't sign a striker, for example. But I agree, we need to get Mainu in this team. And what I've been impressed with him this summer is he spent a lot of time staying fit, but like getting stronger, getting quicker. And I think this is a big season for Kobbie Mainoo. And I think this could be the season where he finally settles. But does he work in that middle of the park in this system? I'm not sure. I'm not sure on Ugarte. I'm like, he does some good things, but then he can't pass wind really. Like Casemiro, what is going on with him? Like I thought he looked good towards the back end of the season and he's leaned up a little bit, but is he what we need? When you look at the physicality and the pace and everything in the Premier League midfields, I think we're lacking massively there. And if it meant us keeping Onana in sticks, I'd get a midfielder before a goalkeeper. But
sure. I'm of that same mindset as well. I think that's probably the position that solidifies the spine a little bit better than a goalkeeper does. Especially if you consider, like, if we have De Ligt healthy the entire season, if we have Euro healthy the entire season, I think that the defense will be somewhat solid. That other third center back person could, it could be a number of different names that you throw out. Maguire.
I think Aiden Heaven's going to have a big season.
Delo.
Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez when he comes back healthy. I think that we have more than we need. But like I said, midfielder, it seems as though we'll have to sell somebody like a Collier or, I would hate to sell Mainu. I know we had rumors of that in
Mainu's going nowhere.
Month.
Mainu's going
I hope not, man. I would love to keep him at the club. He's a player that I think can develop into a world-class player. I think he's got the ability to do that. I also think Mainu has a spot in that front three as well. I think he would be a solid man in this too. But then where does that leave you with someone like a Mason Mount? Where does that leave you, with other different players that could be in those positions? Ahmad seems like he's going to have to play wing back if he wants to play.
I think he works well from there because he's better coming from deep and dribbling forward, and I think he does that quite well a lot. I know it's all doom and gloom around Man United, and we've not got a lot to be optimistic about. But when you do look at players like Lenny Yoro and Kobbie Mainoo and stuff, you go, the future's bright. If we can build around them, we'll be all right. It's just that other teams are improving at a really quick speed. Hayden, it's been a great call. Thank you very much for calling in, and good luck to yourself and your partner with the future and the little one.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Good luck.
I know you'll like this. We're looking at the name. We're going to try. We're between two, but one of them is Beckham.
Oh.
As a first name?
As a first name, yeah.
Wow. I thought he was going to say Buvey.
I say do it.
I say definitely don't do it.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Hayden.
Nice one, Hayden.
Wow, that was interesting. All by the way, I'll wrap up. All the names he was saying, I thought, fucking hell. Mount. We didn't even talk about Mason Mount. Didn't even talk about really. Casemiro's kicking about.
The manager loves Mason Mount as well.
Oh, baggy squad. You can't get rid of any of them.
Right then, we've got some of your voice notes to get stuck into. Remember, to be a part of the call-in show and to get your voice notes in, you have to join our Discord. The link's in the description below, and there's loads of other debates. Have you seen people in that Discord going mad having debates and stuff?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I made a fake profile, start slagging people off in there.
Oh, man, do you?
I'm joking, obviously.
What's your fake profile name? Rory Jennings. I should do that. Actually. I might do that when I get home. Right, then, let's get stuck into these.
Hi, my name is Vernon. I'm a PSG fan. I've called before. My question is, who do you guys just think is a bigger overall club, Arsenal or Chelsea? I know Arsenal have the historical background, but I feel like Chelsea been better, from the 2010 onwards with the 2 European trophies. So who do you guys just think is a bigger club overall, Arsenal or Chelsea?
Chelsea are a bigger club. You win 2 European Cups. They've won every competition available to them. Every one. The Club World Cup, the Super Cup, the Europa League. They've won everything. And they've won more Premier League titles than Arsenal. Arsenal are a bit of a museum compared to Chelsea. That's what, they're a bigger museum than Chelsea.
Arsenal are obviously a traditionally bigger club, and they have more domestic honours, league titles and FA Cups. And I think that carries a lot of weight. But I do think in the modern day, Chelsea have overtaken them. And one of the ways I look at that is, if you were a player, and look, I think there's a lot of players that love Thierry Henry and things like that, and that will help them make a decision to join Arsenal. But I think if you had the choice of Arsenal or Chelsea, there's only one place you go if you want to win trophies.
If Chelsea were 1 year further along in their process, I'd agree with you.
I think just at any point in the last 10 years.
I think they're both bidding for me now. I'd probably join Arsenal because of the project, because Saka's there, Rice is there. It's a bit more developed, but I think they're not far off Chelsea.
Chelsea win the league next.
That's
those
the
two,
point, yeah.
Chelsea win the league next.
But that's in a longer term view, because they're not doing it next season.
No, but next season
Maybe
wouldn't
they do.
shock me if they went and won the European Cup.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And
agree with that.
Arsenal don't have that in them.
I agree with that. They're only one off you in terms of European Cups. It's incredible.
And won Club World Cup with world champions twice, baby.
That's outstanding.
Hi boys, Sam, Celtic fan here. My question this week is, now that Trent and De Bruyne have left the Premier League, who is the best passer remaining in the Premier League?
Great shout.
My shout is Odegaard. Just want to know what you think.
No.
And also, Adam, sorry I bottled the Celtic question a few weeks ago. We mentioned underrateds and you said Larson. I would say Nakamura. That free kick against Man United is my favourite childhood memory of all time. Have a good one, boys.
It's Shinsuke Nakamura, you dobo.
What a free kick taker, man.
Yeah, it was a great free kick. That I was at Old Trafford for that one as well. No, wait, that was Celtic Park or Old Trafford? I was definitely there anyway. What was the question?
Best passer in Premier League football.
Best passer in current.
I'd have to say someone like Rodri.
Rodri's especially
deep line
dictating passing and dictating the tempo of the play is right up there. I know he loses the ball an awful lot, but Bruno Fernandes's passing range is very good.
He's not the best passer.
He's not the best, but it's up there. I think that he mentioned Odegaard. I think Odegaard is definitely up there. I think Odegaard's fantastic.
I think it's Rodri won a Ballon d'Or for his passing.
Was it just his passing or
and his goals and everything else? He's the most outstanding footballer in the world. But for me, it's the passing of Rodri. Rodri.
What about, because the type of passes Rodri makes are very different, for example, to the types of pass Kevin De Bruyne would
John
make.
Stones.
Let's talk in that Kevin De Bruyne ilk, final third passing. Who would it be then?
Oh, that's a great shout. That's a really tough shout. I don't want to say Odegaard.
Because Saka gets a lot of assists.
I'm not saying Odegaard.
But with Saka's crosses, it feels like it's very good crosses into areas.
Yeah. Is it Florian Wirtz?
No, it's not Florian.
Have you seen his passing catalog?
No, but we can't.
I know he hasn't played a game yet, but
I think you might be onto something with Rodri.
It's not Odegaard. I can't stand hair flick, man. I really can't.
Odegaard's very good.
McAllister's a great shout. Again, deep line playmaker. And Gravenberch. There's a lot in there.
Trust me, Bruno's very high up this list. Very high up this list.
He's definitely top 20 on the list for sure. Hundreds of footballers to pick from. Right, we've got Sasha on the line.
Hi guys, Sasha here. I'm an Inter Milan fan, and recently Victor Osimhen had made a permanent move to Galatasaray, and I feel that people are blowing this well out of proportion. I know that he is a prolific, strong, exciting striker, and that a lot of people in the world feel like for his talent and for his prestige, Galatasaray is kind of below him and below the expectations that he can really bring to football. But I actually think that this move is actually all right for him. So I'm just interested to know what you guys think.
I think it's outstanding. They're a huge football club. The fans are absolutely incredible. They're obviously going to pay him good wages that he wants. I'm glad he's still in European football in the Turkish league. Do you know what I mean? Like versus Saudi Arabia. Do you know what I mean?
I think
big club.
I think Sasha made some good points there, and I tend to agree with her as well. But the thing most people have an issue with is he's available. He's going to Galatasaray. We need a striker. Like, go and make that happen.
Well, for Man United, you mean?
Like,
Or do you mean in general?
Maybe some Arsenal fans are saying it.
Yeah,
Chelsea fans maybe. Like, there's a lot of big clubs out there looking for strikers. And when you see someone's going to the Turkish league, all due respect, and you're a Premier League club, you go, "What? Why are we letting that happen?" Obviously, he's going to be playing in the Champions League. Got more chance of winning the league there than he would at Manchester United. But you do go, "Oh my God, why are we letting this happen?" We can match the money. We can match, you know, we're a Premier League club. So I think that's where a lot of the talk about why is he going to Turkey comes from. But I think there's loads of reasons why you would want to join Turkey.
I think it's underrated, that league. I think it's completely underrated. Look at Mourinho going there, Solskjaer's there. It's also not a top 3 league in the world, but it's a great league, huge club.
They spend some wedge, you know.
Big, and it's a great, beautiful city as well, Istanbul, man. They've got about 20 clubs in that city. It's an outstanding footballing city. It's where City won the treble.
Or off, Buvey.
Make sure you check out our Discord, get involved, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you very, very soon.